point A and D, a single line would be there which will pass through A and D like this, and horizontal line from point B and C like this. So these are the projections drawn from A, B, C and D. Now from here we take projection line up to this meter line, vertical line from point D dash to this meter line, vertical line from point C, vertical line from point E, vertical line from point B, and vertical line from point A. Lines drawn from each end points A, B, C, D, E, and horizontal lines from all these points like this. So these are the projection lines. Where this vertical line cuts this meter line, we draw a horizontal lines like this, which represents the projections of this side view in top view. So we have projected this side view to this top view from this meter line like this. Now the length of solid is given, that is 50 mm. So to draw that 50 mm, let me draw here a line anywhere to the right side of this front view. So we are drawing line from here. So this is the first corner or first base, that is pentagonal base that we have drawn. Now length is given, that is 50 mm. So at a distance of 50 mm over here, mark a point, and from at that distance draw a rectangle like this, right? This is the rectangle which represents its front view. So draw appropriate lines. If you look from top, this corner E is visible to us. So this is corner E dash, it is fully visible. A and D, D is hidden, A is visible. So here two lines would be there. One line would be dotted line, one line would be full line. So we represent full line A dash and D dash. 2 points would be here. Similarly, this base which is of B dash and C dash, B dash is visible, C dash is invisible, so represented by full line. Similarly here, this edge, that is D, as its outside line, it's fully visible. Again this is outside line, fully visible, that is A. Say this is A, so here is A point. Now what's about B? If you look from this side, say from top view, if you're looking from here, A, E and D are visible to us, B and C are not visible to us. Hence B and C should be drawn with the dotted line. So B and C, so this is C, so we should join this with the dotted line, that is C, top view of edge C and top view of edge B. This is the top view of edge B, which is invisible. So this is B represented by the dotted line, and this is, if you look from here, E would be visible. So this is visible line. So this is the solution for this problem. You can draw the solution like this, in which you need to insert the center line, which is represented over here. This is the center line which is drawn from here. We know how to locate this midpoint of this pentagon. So for that we have to find out midpoint of any side and join that midpoint with the opposite corner. Join midpoint of any another side to the opposite corner, and both these lines will intersect at one point, and that point is called as the axis of this solid. So this is the axis of this solid. From this axis draw horizontal line and mark here center line of this solid as shown over here. Insert the dimensions. Length is 50 mm, side length is 20 mm. Again here also we need to insert its axis like this, and here the overlapping of axis and solid line is there. So we have to give priority to the solid line, and axis should be drawn like this by extending these lines. This axis is represented. You can name the views. This is front view, this is side view, this is front view, and this is top view of given data. So I hope solution of this problem number 1 is clear to you. Now second problem. This is the solution for problem number 1. Appropriate names are given, name of views are written, side view, front view and top view. The name of points are given, say from A, B, C, D, A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, and A double dash, B double dash to represent its side view. Now example number 2. The data is given like this. A cylinder diameter 50 mm and axis 70 mm has its axis inclined at 30 degree to HP. Draw the projections of cylinder and represent its three views. Here cylinder is given. This is the cylinder. Diameter and heights are given to us, that is 50 mm and 70 mm, and its axis inclined at 30 degree to vertical to HP. It is given. The axis makes an angle of 30 degree with horizontal plane. In such kind of problem, first we assume that the axis is perpendicular to HP, or the solid is lying on its base. Here the circular base is there on HP. After that we tilt its front view such that its axis makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line. So for that, first let me draw XY line, which represents intersection of HP and VP. Draw axis and draw a circle of diameter 50 mm below XY line and draw its front view. Height is given as 70 mm. So this is the two views of given solid, top view and front view. Now we have to draw its third step, which is given in the data, that the axis makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line. So till now we have drawn up to this step. Now we have to draw further step in such a way that its axis makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line. So how to draw that? So this is point A, this is point B, A dash, B dash, C dash and D dash. Here is point A, B, C and D. 4 endpoints on the outer periphery of this cylinder. Now A dash to 1 dash. Say here base is 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash and 4 dash. So A dash to 1 dash is the length. So anywhere on the XY line, draw A dash 1 dash in such a way that this angle becomes 30 degree. So this angle is 30 degree. Here is point A dash and here is point 1 dash. We have just redrawn this line over here such that it makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line. Now this internal angle would be 90 degree, as it's a rectangle. This angle would be 90 degree. Measure this distance. Here this distance is equal to diameter of this circle, that is 50 mm. So from this point at a distance of 50 mm over here, mark a point 3 dash. And similarly from A dash point at a distance of 50 mm, mark a point C dash. Join C dash with 3 dash. So that is the front view of given problem. And similarly at the middle we draw here axis, that is B dash and C dash as well, like this. Now if you measure this angle, that also would be 30 degree, because we have drawn this base at an angle of 30 degree. So till now we have drawn the third step. This is 2 dash, 4 dash, this is B dash and D dash. Now to draw its top view, let me take projections from here. Vertical line from point A dash like this and horizontal line from point A. So one point would be here, mark that point. This is point number A. Similarly vertical line from point B dash and horizontal line from point B like this, and both will meet at one point. Name that point as point number B. Similarly vertical line from point C dash, horizontal line from point C, so that is point C would be here. Similarly horizontal line from point D like this. So here fourth point would be there. So we have located 4 points. Now what's about the intermediate point? So to locate the intermediate point, we can locate here one more generators. Divide the circle into 8 equal parts. So this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Transfer them to its front view like this by drawing light vertical lines. This is here would be 1 dash and 2 dash. Put these points over here in the front view transfer these points by measuring the distance, or relocate these two lines in this front view, and from here draw vertical lines like this and horizontal lines like this. So we can locate more points over here. So we do have located more 8 points over here. Now join all these 8 points with the smooth curve. That would be like this. Joining all these points with the smooth curve, that would be an ellipse. And as we are looking from here, top, this face would be visible, this face would not be visible. Hence all these points should be joined with the smooth curve like this, an elliptical shape. Similarly, its base 1, 2, 3, 4 could also be located by drawing vertical lines from 1, 2, 3, 4. Similar steps which we have adapted over here, they should be taken over here. Draw vertical lines from front view, horizontal lines from top view, and we can pick up various points. And these are the points, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And if you look from here, from top, this base, circular base will not be visible, hence this internal portion should be joined with the dotted line, this much, this, and this outer line should be joined with the full line. That is a curvature shape like this, and this outer edge would be visible, so full lines would be there. One is full line, and draw these two full lines in such a way that it becomes tangent to both the ellipse. So this is the top view of this problem. It is drawn like this. And now insert the dimensions. Height is 70 mm, diameter is 50 mm. So insert the dimension like this by drawing arrows 550. This is width, this is top view, and in top view also we have to represent its axis like this. The axis should be represented by long dash and small dash as shown over here. And here also insert this dimension, this angle which is 30 degree as given in the data. 70 mm is the height which is given, and diameter 50 mm. After drawing all these points, you can lighten the remaining projection lines. They need not be represented, or they should be drawn very much lighter to avoid the confusion. Only these two views are needed. You can write the name of views, say this is front view and this is top view. So I hope the solution of problem number 2 is clear to you. Now problem number 3. Third problem, the data is given like this. A pentagonal prism with its edge of base 20 mm and axis 60 mm rests on one of its edges of the base with its axis parallel to VP and inclined at 30 degree to HP. Draw the projections of prism. Here pentagonal prism is given to us, and edge of the base is 20 mm and axis 60 mm. It is resting on one of its edges of the base and axis parallel to VP and inclined to 30 degree to HP. So this is a pentagonal prism, and in this pentagonal prism we have to draw, as it is given that axis is parallel to VP and making an angle of 30 degree with HP. First we draw its top view like this. This is the solid. Draw XY line, draw pentagon below XY line such that one side is perpendicular to XY line. After drawing this top view, draw its axis and draw its front view. It would be rectangle of height 60 mm which is given in the data, and then tilt this solid in such a way that it makes an angle of 30 degree with horizontal plane with XY line, and by redrawing this front view in such a way that this rectangle makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line, we have to draw its top view by taking projections from top view, from front view this inclined front view and this previous top view. Now how to draw the solution of this problem? Let me find out each points one by one. We know how to draw this solid up to this step. First we draw pentagon below XY line in such a way that its one side is perpendicular to XY line. Name the endpoints, say A, B, C, D and E, and in top view A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash and E dash, and locate its axis, that is center line. After that we have to redraw this rectangle in such a way that this edge which passes through A dash makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line, so that we can draw like this. Draw a line which makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line, and project the points. So this is the redrawing of this solid, and this angle is 30 degree, right? Name the points. This is A dash, E dash, this is C dash. Locate B dash and D dash at this distance. So for that measure this distance and put it over here. So somewhere here B dash and D dash would be there, or you may take arc, measure this distance with the arc and put it over here. And as we look from here, this edge would be visible, hence it is represented by the full line like this. If you look from here, from this side, say from front side, this B is visible, right? So this B should be represented with the full line from B dash, and D is invisible, so here two lines would be there, dotted line and full line. Now after drawing this front view, let me find out each points one by one. First, from point A, draw straight vertical line like this, and from point A dash vertical line, from point A horizontal line. So a point would be here. Here is the point. Name this point as point number A, somewhere here. Similarly, vertical line from point B, B dash